to the H.A.M Cam. Today we are working on a 2002 Ford Ranger. Now, see, in August we did the rear brake, drums, shoes, hardware, and unfortunately, due to the hard use of this truck, the rear right wheel cylinder has failed and is leaking. Now, this truck is used every day for a postal delivery. Explains why it has went so fast. However, the wheel cylinder should not have failed, so now we're at the point where we are about to take the wheel off and pull the drum off to see exactly what happened. Did the hardware fail, which caused the wheel cylinder to overextend and explode, or was it something else? And see, the wheel is wet from the inside. Now, this vehicle has for a couple days, so I could actually see if it was leaking. And she has been refilling this thing so she can keep working, even though we've told her not to. But we understand it's her only vehicle really that she can use for work, because it is a pickup truck and her other vehicle is a small SUV. But finally got her to bring it in, and now we're about to tear it apart. Stay tuned. The drum is off. You can see this thing is soaked in brake fluid. Now, the point of failure was actually the hardware. If you look here, this should actually come down here and attach right here to this arm. That way it extends, and that, because this is a self-adjuster. This has failed, and it actually got wrapped around the front of the axle here. So this whole side is getting replaced, and we'll do the driver's side too. That way we have a fresh set of brake shoes on both. Swap out the drum because this is soaked in brake fluid, which will just sit into the metal. You can clean this up, clean it up, but hey, it's under warranty, so we're gonna get it replaced. That way we don't have to worry about it being slicked on the new brake shoes when we install them. And I forgot to mention that we will be doing the front, and well, see, postal delivery, everybody's local mailbox. But we're gonna need front brake rotors, pads, because that is a non-existing brake pad there, just left down to the metal. We will also be doing brake calipers, because there's a possibility, since the piston is actually overextended currently and there's nothing to push back on because the outer pad is missing. Who's to say that the inner pad isn't as well? But even with just the outer pad missing, it can cause the brake caliper to actually lock up down the road if it hasn't already. Alright, we got the front wheel off, and now we can see the full extent of the damage. This is actually an edge, so it's thicker down here and thinner here. And it's hard to tell, but the inner pad is actually covering the top of the rotor here. Hard to get the camera to focus, but you can just see the pad, and it's actually rubbing across the top here. So definitely replacing the caliper, and it'll get new rotors, new bearings, and same for the driver's side. The rotor is too small. There isn't much brake pad actually coming into contact with this rotor, See, it's only halfway through the pad. This actually takes the bigger rotor, but from my looked up parts originally, it showed both of the same pads, or the same pads for both size rotors. So, failure on the parts store, or is it a failure on the person who did the front brakes last time? Because it wasn't me. So, anyways, I did end up ordering both rotors originally, but when she told me she had a warranty on from the front, I called to see which parts store it was, gave them her phone number because she had purchased them, and figured out that they had went with the smaller rotors. Now, hopefully, O'Reilly's still has my original order of the bigger rotors, and we're going to get those installed. That way she'll actually have better braking on the front, and then once the rear's fixed, well, she'll have rear brakes again, because her job, she definitely needs brakes for mailbox to mailbox stopping. The passenger caliper off. Now let's take a look at these what's left of these pads. The inside pad totally gone except for this top portion because these rotors are too small. Oh, and look, that just broke off. Now let's see if I can get this guy off. Metal. So now it's time to take the caliper off because it is fully extended. I don't have faith in this caliper not actually locking up. So we have new calipers. Actually, I have to get these off and get them back to a parts store for the course. So, all right, we have moved on to the driver's side because when I tried to break free the brake line on the passenger side, the whole brake line up here was rotating. So I sprayed both sides with some Freol, which is some really great stuff to break loose whatever you want to use bolts. And now you can see this looks just like the passenger side, but we actually have some pad left, quite a bit more. But however, that's a false alarm because, as you recall, the other side, this is what us military guys would call a flat top, or high and tight. You know, that's what these brake pads look like on both sides. Bam. That's what happens when you're given the wrong rotors for your vehicle, because this truck actually offers the ability to have two different size rotors. When it's too small, you end up with the brake pads looking like this because it's not making enough contact with the rotor's surface. Now, this side does not look anywhere near like the passenger side, surprisingly, because there's just minimal pad left, except when you get up top here. We're still in the green. So if you went in for a brake inspection at a regular shop, they might not catch this and be like, oh yeah, you're good, send you out the road. Here at H.A.M. Auto, I can tell by looking at the rotor that it's damaged. So, and then of course taking the wheel off and doing a deeper inspection. Stay tuned. All right, here's our haul for the front brake parts. We've already done the new calipers. Now we have new brake best select Pros. That's not the open box. All right. Brake Best Select Pros professional grade rotors. Just so y'all can see what these are like. These actually have a very nice coating on them. And this is our wheel speed sensor ring. So we've got to put the new bearings in after we pack them for the inner and outer. This is our inner bearings, our outer bearings. Brake Best Select Pro pads to match with the rotors. Now you don't have to get these. These are just the best brake pad that O'Reilly's currently offers with this blue coating, and it comes with this nice packing. So we are going to, well, start packing these bearings full of grease. We also have new dust caps and new axle nuts. So now it's time to get greasy. If only we had smell-o-vision. Maybe in 2025 they'll create that. But it's the O2 Ranger rear diff. Sounded a little dry, so figured we'd go ahead and reach out to their client and make sure, see if they actually want to service the rear differential. That's a good thing, because it's probably the original fluid. We're gonna clean that up, put the new gasket on, seal it, and then fill it. I'm Jamie with H.A.M. Auto. Thanks for watching.